better call somebody!
You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE.
Give me a hell yeah!
Now, let's meet the host. Kyle Gagliardi.
The face that runs the place.
Jim Tucker. And Erica Marini.
I'm the boss. I'm the blueprint. I'm the standard.
Well, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
All right, top of the morning. Maybe it's the afternoon where you're at, but it's the morning over here. And I know it's the morning on the West Coast for one of my co-hosts, Jim Tucker, as I like to call him. Tucky, how you doing this morning?
We're hanging in there. I got a mouthful of food. Kind of a rushed morning. So
What you munching on over there?
had a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel.
Can't go wrong with that. Do you put a little hot sauce on top? That's my move with breakfast sandwiches.
No, I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna have to try that.
Just switch it up a little bit, you know. But hey, we're here for another Sunday shoot. It's been about a month since we did this, Tuck. If they're new to the Sunday shoot, you want to tell them a little bit about what this is?
You know, Sunday Shoot is a show that we do with a little less formality,
Structure.
right? Yeah, structure. We just waking up, chatting. Any news or headlines or anything that kind of pop up. What do the commenters and listeners want to chat about? We're just here to have a good time in the morning.
Yeah,
We're
Robbie
here.
Collins is here for a good time. He said time for a Super Sunday shoot. Triple S from the MVM himself. Good to see him in the comments section. He gave you a yes, boy, too. That really, you really have gotten that over. Obviously, Pretty Deadly is a big reason why people like it, but you really pushed that to our listeners, and now everybody's yes boying.
We're yes boying all over school, you know, in the dugout, on the comment section. It's been great. Yes boy. I
Did
yes
you,
boyed through a whole marathon.
Yes, that you did. Did you ever get any merch for them, or was it not that great?
It's not
merch?
available. I can't find it.
Did you go to the UK one, like Erica said?
Yeah, it just kept funneling me back to the non-UK one. So
speaking of Erica, she may or may not be here. She said she's got some things going on, which is fine. Like we talked a little bit before we went live, she's kind of on that Roman Reigns schedule right now, right, Tuck?
yeah, and you have to you've got to acknowledge them, you know, acknowledge her value to the podcast, you know, and if we make her push it too hard, you know, that's where injuries can happen and burnout. We don't want that. So
We don't want
we
that.
want safe, healthy Erica, non-injured. So what is it? What do they say in the NBA? Load management.
Yeah, load management
yeah,
indeed
we're
for
just-
Marini. You know,
Yeah, yep.
she's getting up there in age now, so we got to take it easy on her. You know, I'm not going to throw out her age because that would be rude. But Robbie Collins says, "Hope you guys are doing well." I'm doing all right, Robbie. Hope you're doing well as well. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of wells going on there. Just a couple too many wells right there. But yeah, I had a little bit to drink last night. Had a couple of the guys over. We grilled out some hot dogs, some hamburgers. Dude, this was weather my first time going in the pool, I think, before Memorial Day weekend, I should say.
2 weeks. That's a pretty big amount.
Yeah, it was like 78, but like, you know, it was hot if you're just sitting out there in the sun, which we haven't got a lot of sun here in Northwest Indiana. Dirk Vogus checking in. Happy Sunday. Pleasant
There
surprise.
he is. Good morning, Dirk.
Yeah, we're just shooting this morning. So Tuck, did you how much wrestling did you get to this weekend?
Well, I watched Smackdown. That's about it. I didn't get
Dude,
to
I-
Rampage.
I thought SmackDown was a really good show. What do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I started it late. We don't get it till 10 o'clock your time out here, unless I'm watching it through other means. But I watched it. I think I started it like a half hour late. I stayed awake the whole time. So that I think that says something about the show.
Because
I'm not
I think
afraid
we
to fall
talked
asleep
about
before 10:30.
That's true. I think we talked about too in the past how like SmackDown over the past couple months has really just been meh, and Raw kind of
Yeah.
took over as the more entertaining show. But it was nice to see, and it had like a different vibe to it. Like in a way, now that Charlotte is not there, and they're still focused on the bloodline, of course, but Roman Reigns really isn't in an actual title feud quite yet. That it's putting the pressure on them to create new stars, and that kind of seemed to be the direction of this week's SmackDown.
Well, yeah, and like Robbie mentioned, right over here, he said it was a great SmackDown show, really good matches, including Ronda's open challenge was great. I like the open challenge idea too. She still stinks on the mic, but she's not afraid to do an open challenge, things like that. And what a great way to get Raquel Rodriguez. Is it Rodriguez now? Mm-hmm. Get her over, and she showed out and did a good job, and she looked comfortable on the mic, which I think was her first time, one of her first time. I mean, she's in the ring with Ronda Rousey on cutting a promo, and she looked good.
I think that's a benefit too of having Ronda take over the title, because she is a baby face, and now I wouldn't be surprised if this became a weekly thing. You know, Ronda just goes out there and say, "Hey, who wants a shot at the champion?" And that's good, because it's going to help build stars like a Raquel Rodriguez, who we got to see for a while in NXT. She was very dominant there. And obviously this is kind of a different character, a new last name. She's more smiley and a bubbly personality. But like you said, her showing against Ronda in the ring was very solid too. Like they made her look like a legit contender to that championship.
Yeah. Yeah. And at some point you're going to need to do it, because when you look at the women's roster, there's a lot of ladies that have been there a long time. So you got to build up a few. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just making sure you have enough TV time to do that.
Dirk Voga saying seems like they're coddling Roman like they used to do with Brock. And yeah, that kind of seems to be the new direction of Roman Reigns, because I believe he got a new contract and it was kind of constructed that way. So he doesn't have to show up on a weekly basis, which if you look at the past decade, Tuck, who was carrying this company really? It was Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And Brock Lesnar. You know, Brock's been in and out too. So I think it's kind of necessary once you get to that level, when you are on God mode. There's a lot of other opportunities. I don't know if he would be a movie star right now, though. Do you think he's that like Rock level over, Cena level over?
I mean,
like,
I'm sure he can get I'm sure he can get like a gig, but not like a big time movie deal like a Batista's getting, you know, like Batista's in the Guardians of the Galaxy and he's fantastic. And like you said, The Rock, and now Cena's even like doing big time movies. But I think eventually that could be the direction he's going to. I mean, he has the look, he's got the personality going for him. Does he really need to wrestle his entire life? I don't think so.
Yeah, you can probably keep the tread on the tires if you're doing movies. So
what Vogus said, he's got to wait out Jason Momoa. The guy isn't that the guy that plays Aquaman?
Yeah. He's just there can only be one, and right now there is Jason Momoa. Yeah, that's true. So we've got time with Roman. Then we're good.
But like what Robbie's saying too, this is where we might potentially see the return of Bayley. I know we talked about that on Thursday on the podcast, but if you have this open challenge format, maybe a couple weeks down the road, you get a Bayley. Maybe she goes through Raquel, which she did. And then you had like Shotzi and Aaliyah backstage. They even had a little segment that they wanted a shot. They were talking to Adam Pearce and all that. So we could eventually see those two, you know, match up against Ronda maybe down the road. And then a Bayley pops up after that. And then there's your feud for Hell in a Cell.
And when you're doing these open challenges, you're literally doing like a customer survey, you know, put Raquel out there and see how the crowd reacts and see what, okay, so that wasn't a very strong reaction. What about Shotzi? Okay. Wow. The crowd really liked that match. Maybe there's an angle now. Maybe they, you know, I think if you have the open availability with Ronda, who do you put her with? If you just feed her somebody new each week, see what sticks, that way, you know, you can maybe get the fans what they want. But I think that's a good idea, trying to get a number of people in there and see where they want the story to go. I don't know if they know that right now.
Right. Yeah, they're going to probably just trying things out. And like you said, seeing what sticks. But I thought the way that they were presenting Lacey Evans, and now the rumors with Lacey is that she's going to be a heel going forward. and that she's on the Raw brand, but they did all those vignettes and video packages for SmackDown for almost a month. So I'm a little confused because I would assume that Lacey Evans would probably be a good challenger for Ronda Rousey, wouldn't you?
I think that's a matchup I'd like to see, but they don't know what to do with her, I guess. Maybe the vignettes aren't getting over as well as they thought they would, so they flipped her. And
so what's your take on, obviously this is a real presentation of Lacey Evans on who she is. Are you buying into the very real character of Lacey Evans?
Yeah, I just want to see her wrestle now. Like, I just want to see her get into it with somebody. I want there to be a problem, and I want to see how she presents herself in conflict. That's what I'm interested in now. I'm okay with what she's doing. I'm just not like, I don't need it. It's just happening. Go fight somebody.
Right, and I respect where she came from and all the obstacles that she's gone through in her life, because it obviously seems like she's had a rough go of it, at least for the growing up part that was. But I like the Southern Belle character. I liked what they were doing there. I hated what they had with Ric Flair. I wasn't a big fan of that stuff because that was just bad. That was bad. Yeah, but like her original character wasn't bad. So it's going to take some adjusting to get used to that. Derek Vogus says it reminds me of the way they introduced her about 3 or 4 years ago, getting kind of old. Let's wrestle. And that's kind of what you're saying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And Robbie agrees. Okay, good. She's back. Cool. This is how we're gonna get her. All right, somebody fight her now.
And if she is going to Raw, I'm like, where, what direction do you go with her there? Is she put into the title picture with a Bianca Belair, or is it too soon for something like that with her?
I think you gotta not necessarily.
Yes. Confirmed. Ric Flair had another one.
Yeah, well, yeah. In the baby's first words were "woo." So,
speaking of Ric Flair, he's trying to get back into wrestling, which I am not interested in whatsoever.
Don't you don't know?
He's like training with Jay Lethal.
Yeah, I know. Does he actually need the money? Like, no. Why? I don't. Whatever. But yeah. We're ready to see Lacey mix it up. I think someone lower on the card, maybe use her as a way to try to get others over too at the beginning. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no. What about this idea though? Robbie Collins saying, could they maybe feud her with Alexa?
Yeah,
Alexa got that good babyface reaction when she returned,
and she's out of the gimmick, but with Lily still, kind of thing.
That's what I'm kind of confused with. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll further explain what's going on there, but she got like the OG Alexa Bliss, Tron, I believe, and the theme song was definitely the OG theme. So that could be a potential feud definitely for Lacey Evans. So let's see what direction they go there. But other things that I wanted to note on SmackDown, because I thought it was a very good show, at least for the first hour, was that opening segment with Sami Zayn, like wearing a Bloodline shirt. It just seems like him and Kevin Owens are in this sweet spot right now with the WWE that whatever hand they're dealt, it's just entertaining as hell. And man, for Sami with his relationship or whatever relationship this is with the Bloodline, I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's weird, right? I think maybe Sami and Kevin get a little bit more creative liberty than some people, like, because a lot of what they do is funny and it feels a little more like tapped into with the fan base, but I'm interested to see where it goes as well. Somebody mentioned adding a member to the Bloodline, right? I didn't think Sami Zayn would be it. I was kind of thinking Naomi, but I thought Naomi would be cool. Yeah, solo, not Sami Zayn. They don't seem to be cut from the same cloth.
They're distant cousins. You didn't know that?
Very. Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, very distant cousins. I don't know, but that was fun, and I think it gets you the opportunity to see Sami Zayn wrestle more, and I like watching him go.
I loved serious Sami. I mean, this Sami Zayn is good too, but like NXT run Sami Zayn, the bangers of matches that he produced down there was just fantastic. And his feud with Kevin Owens there was some of the best stuff that NXT had. And like Robbie said, Sami is one of his favorites right now. he just gets WWE and can really do anything. Yeah, he's a very versatile hand to have, and you got to have those guys in your company if you're going to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, any other things from SmackDown you wanted to talk about?
SmackDown.
How about a murder almost happening?
Oh, murdered Madcap Moss almost. Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah. Is he now? They're kind of like writing him off for a little bit, aren't they? Weren't they just heating him up?
It seems, yeah, like he might be gone for a little bit, unless they're maybe pushing this to a Hell in a Cell match. But I don't. Is it worthy of a Hell in a Cell match?
I don't. No. Cody and Seth, right?
Yeah.
How many Hell in a Cell matches do we get at Hell in a Cell? 2?
They usually do 2. I would say Cody and Seth is one of them. And then obviously now we know that title unification tag match is happening next week on SmackDown, which I was shocked to hear. And trust me, I'm very tempted to go, but I have to watch the dog because it's only 2.5 hours away. Like, I feel like watching that unification match.
You're still watching the dog this Friday coming up?
Yeah. My parents don't get back till Saturday, as you can see the surroundings.
You gotta have somebody that can come through for a night.
I don't. Oh, and I can't even do it anyways. I have a tequila tasting at one of my stores from 4 to 6.
Nah.
So.
Well, my opinion on that, I think that's a non-finish. So
I was gonna say that too. I think if
they're gonna go no finish, screwy finish, put them in the Hell in a Cell.
So you would say that's probably the other match they would do in the Cell.
I'm just really crossing my fingers for RK Bro and the Usos in Hell in a Cell. That would be a banger. You know, it keeps Roman out of the picture because they mentioned that.
Yeah.
You know, if Roman wasn't there, I wonder what it would look like. Hell in a Cell. Well, the idea of Hell in a Cell is that he wouldn't be able to get in, but we know that's always not the case. So,
and it's a good way to like definitively decide who is going to be the unified tag champions. I mean, if you're going to do it anywhere, why not do it in Hell in a Cell? And they've kind of been doing this feud now for, I think, probably a month or so, and it's one of the better things that's going on WWE television. And man, that crowd reaction for Randy Orton is something special right now.
It's getting hot. It's getting hot. If you're looking for a quick opponent for Roman, slide him over. Maybe, he's in that weird like tag team thing, but he doesn't have to beat him. He doesn't have to win against Roman, but it would still be a good program, and that the people would want it.
And it's very credible, like Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. We can believe in that. Robbie asks, is this how you could bring in Solo, though? We could see Solo have enough and confront Sammy and tell him to leave them alone. Yeah, and then have a match. Mm-hmm. I definitely think that's a possibility.
I agree with Robbie's comment there. That knee from Riddle was brilliant and fast, and it came out of nowhere. I thought that was really cool. And
he hit Roman with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Roman was in the middle of the Usos, and he went right. Yeah, didn't want to mess with. I don't know. So we'll see. That's going to be a good one.
I'd love for Riddle to get a title opportunity. I don't think he'd be the one to defeat Roman Reigns. Not really sure who's going to do it. I know we've discussed that. It could be a Money in the Bank winner, but if Riddle is not having a title match, so say hypothetically they lose before Money in the Bank and the Usos are holding all the gold, wouldn't you love to see a guy like Riddle win Money in the Bank? I mean, he's got to be one of the guys.
Okay. My man Otis won the Money in the Bank. He's
right there.
He's got his lunchbox with him. I don't want that. No, I want a legitimate contender that I think at any point, right? I don't want a chicken shit heel like Riddle winning it. Awesome. Who are some other? Cody, obviously.
Kevin
Seth,
Owens.
Kevin Owens. It's got to be someone credible. Please don't let it be Otis. It was fun when Otis was running through the towers, and it kept us busy. But it's got to be a credible threat.
Yeah, and I think you have a lot more options than you've had in past years for Money in the Bank, because you can make a credible case for all those guys that you just said right there. And that Otis winning one was very weird. I don't think any of us saw that happening, but during the quarantine shit, I guess it was okay. Like they were just trying new things and see what sticks,
Yeah, I enjoyed it at the time because it was something different, and we didn't know how long we were going to be in the Thunderdome COVID era. So cool. Okay. But now that we're thousands of days into this Roman Reigns reign, I don't want to see Otis take it. Come on. So it's got to be somewhere where you'd be like, okay, I could see that happening. Like that makes sense. Because I don't want it to be like a quick flip. I don't want Roman to lose it and win it back in a week.
Do you think Cody's the most obvious choice, though? I mean, the guy that's doing all the promo packages and everything for it.
Well, yeah, Cody's going to take over the Roman Reigns workload to try to get to where Roman Reigns is at right now.
Summer of Cody.
Yeah, they were talking about. I read somewhere Cena rumoring Cena and Austin Theory at SummerSlam.
It's Theory now, Doc. Okay. Just Theory. You can't call him Austin anymore.
Oh, sorry, Vince. Theory. My bad. Yeah,
God damn it, pal. Theory versus Cena that's something I'd love to see. And obviously, we are going to SummerSlam. Fuck, you're even going to Money in the Bank. So, dude, there's some good shows coming up, and it seems like WWE is really putting a lot of attention on these big stadium shows.
Well, they have to. The stories have to show up the next 4 months. They're trying to do Allegiant Stadium, they're trying to do Nissan Stadium in Tennessee, and the stadium in Cardiff, back to back to back, 3 stadiums in a row. That the storyline can't suck, right? They got to move some tickets. So hopefully, there's a few big ones. Obviously, you've got the Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns feud. What is that going to look like in Cardiff?
That match is definitely happening in Cardiff. Like look at the poster of that card. Or does he go into it as champion? What if Drew some? Yeah,
that's the other argument. I want to hear how you would book it. I would have him win it in Cardiff.
See that obviously that you get the pop, bigger reaction too from the live crowd. Because if he goes into as champion, yes, he's going to still get a huge pop and people are going to love it. But if you were to have, because if he goes in as champion, he's losing. I don't think he's retaining against Roman. Like if he ever gets that title, there's no way. Yeah,
that's not special. I think I would put him on the chase all the way up to, can Drew do it? Can he do it? Can he get the title off of Roman Reigns in Wales? And that's why you want to buy the ticket. Not can he defend it?
Yeah, and you can have multiple, I think, title opportunities between Drew and Roman before that show, and just have the Usos get involved, or have Solo Sikoa get involved. Just keep prolonging
not a broken
this
formula. That's not a broken, formula for success. They've done it before, and you can still have really good crowds.
Yeah, Robbie agrees. He says win it in Cardiff. This UK crowd is going to be awesome. Robbie, I think you're out in the UK, right? Are you going to be attending that? If you are, let us know, because that was definitely a hot ticket. We saw how much people were interested in it. So goes to show you that this could be more of a future plan for WWE. Maybe they go to Cardiff and they go to the UK once a year.
And to be clear, they're just going to Cardiff. They're not getting like Cardiff money, right? They just that's a market they wanted to go to. They're going to Saudi Arabia because the checks cash, right? So it's like, I don't know if they would choose to go to Saudi, but they're choosing to go to UK for no other benefit. They're not being paid from anywhere else. So I hope maybe it'll be fun. I think for me, that's a pretty early show.
I was gonna say, do you know the start time at the top of your head? Something tells me that for me it's like 11 a.m. So it would be 9, right, for you?
Yeah, the time in Wales.
I like those
right
shows.
Now. They're 8 hours ahead of me, so 6 hours ahead of you. So yours would start at 1 o'clock.
Oh, beautiful.
And mine would start at 11. Yeah, brunch time.
Yeah,
mimosas in the Clash at the Castle.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
That's gonna be a good show. I feel like they're really gonna book that as if it's like the UK's WrestleMania. It just seems like they're going to go all out for it, which once again, I'm here for it. I'm all in for these big stadium shows because they're going to have to treat it like it's a big show.
The same weekend. Yeah, it's still the same weekend as All Out too, right? So where are we going to get All Out? We've got to figure that all out.
Oh man, I selfishly want All Out to be in Chicago, but I get why they're having conversations. Why not?
I know, because you get horny and you want to see if you can take it other place. That's got to be it. They know it's not broke in Chicago. They know they'll sell the place. It's very predictable. So my horniness comment was like, well, let's see if we can go, get frisky like this somewhere else. And they can, dude. It's not an experiment. We know. Just leave it in Chicago.
I don't know who tweeted it out. I just saw it. I came across this tweet by somebody. They're like, there should just be two mainstays. Double or Nothing is in Vegas always. I mean, that just makes sense. And All Out in Chicago. That should be the AEW model. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, because I know the Forbidden Door show is coming to Chicago, and everybody's gripe with that is like, oh, they're already getting this. Why would you give them All Out? But I don't know. That's a hub for AEW. Like, they know Chicago crowds are going to deliver.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think they take it? New York?
I'd like for them to keep it in the Midwest. I think it should be like a Midwest thing, because they're going to always do Grand Slam, right? Like, I think that's always going to be a thing now. I think they've discussed that.
Yeah.
So the West Coast obviously gets Double or Nothing. And Full Gear, I believe, was in like St. Louis or something like that. So that's another Midwest show, but who knows?
Minnesota?
Yeah. And then remember a Revolution that we went to was in Chicago that one time. So maybe it would go to the East Coast. I don't know, because that Grand Slam show was just a weekly television.
And they've done pay-per-views in Florida.
Yeah.
All through the pandemic, but it doesn't seem like from a news standpoint that they know where it could be. It's just, considering the move, thinking about it, they might. So we'll have to see. I'm trying to look at all their pay-per-view locations.
Yeah, go ahead. And I just want to throw it out there for the people that are watching live right now. If you want to start up a conversation, please leave a comment and give us a retweet on Twitter. Share that we are live right now. And if you're watching live on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out our new merchandise on the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. We are only a couple weeks away from Double or Nothing, Tuck, which you will be attending that too, aren't you?
Yeah, Double or Nothing, and then a week later we've got Hell in a Cell, and then I've got a couple weeks off. I go Money in the Bank, and then the Reno House Show, July 2nd and 10th, and then we've got SummerSlam at the end of July.
Damn, it really is Tucky worldwide.
We're out here. We're sending it. They've done so many shows in Florida, even when they didn't have to. Fighter Fest was in Daytona Beach. Fight for the Fallen was Jacksonville.
They don't.
They've done Full Gear in Baltimore, North Carolina.
Oh, that could be a spot for Baltimore.
Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida, Cameron, North Carolina. So that was the Daly's Place, Hardy Compound one. So that was the COVID one. So
gotcha.
It says Cameron, North Carolina, because of the Hardy Compound.
Yeah. Robbie said he's going to try to get a ticket on Friday, so we hope he goes there and he can represent for us, because that show is going to be great.
Yeah, the tickets aren't for sale yet.
I think, no, they're not. Hopefully, you can get a ticket on Friday. Maybe they go on sale Friday.
Oh,
I know there was a bunch
that people have
pre-orders, right?
Or sent their email to get the ticket information. And it's like 2.5 times what the stadium can hold. So
yeah. What's going on, Stevie? So what's happening, guys? Hope you're doing well. We are doing fantastic, Stevie. Have you got any conversations?
I think we're both trying to get back to baseline after a Saturday. So our Fridays were very adult-like, but I had a few yesterday as well. So I'm trying to
say, what were you up to?
We had we had a staff party, a little pizza party. One of our teachers has a brick oven pizza thing in his backyard, huge. So we were doing wood-fired pizzas all night. It was awesome. Ooh. So it was good to hang out with some fellow teachers, and we don't make a lot of time during the school year to hang out with each other because we're all just so tired.
Right. Understandable too. So what was the Tucky pizza of choice? Like, did you get to create your own toppings and everything?
No, I went with all meats. I was like, just go ahead and throw all those meats on there, and then I'll take that. I don't need any of the other stuff. Fig. People were putting fig on it.
Oh, yeah, don't ruin the pizza. It's like putting pineapple on your pizza.
It's a flex. Well, that's like me when I tell anybody that'll listen that I'm a runner now. So, if maybe you're that person that says like, yeah, I like fig on my pizza, but you don't actually like it. I don't know.
Nobody actually prefers that on their pizza. There's no way. What did Vogus say? Meaty mastodon. There you go.
Yeah, that's a pizza from Power Bomb Pizza, the meaty Vader Mastodon pizza. I'm getting it at Double or Nothing. So.
Oh yeah, that's the Vegas place, right? Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that.
And there's other locations that'll be popping up, so that sounds pretty cool. It is, it's cool that they support some of the legends that are with it. So,
I can't believe you have so much wrestling coming up, man. Your summer's about to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Definitely the way to go. He says he agrees with you.
And then, I've got to teach summer school to afford it, but mine would be the Joey Special, 2 pizzas. Oh, okay, I get it. Yep.
Gotcha. If I were to create my own pizza, it would be pepperoni, onion, green pepper, and sausage. I think that's just my go. Maybe some jalapenos too, because I like a spicy boy.
You didn't say mushroom, right?
No, I mean I could. I'll mess with mushroom from time to time.
No. Leave that off. I'm down for it too. Onions, green pepper, sausage, pepperoni. That's solid.
Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate it or anything, but those are like my go-to vegetables right there. Those are my favorites. But Doc, I know you said you didn't watch Rampage, right?
No.
But I thought it was a solid show. When you get the chance, definitely check it out. Ruby Soho finally got a TV match once again. She faced off against Rio, and they actually had a really good match. I think their styles mesh well together. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And they actually had the first match back of the Death Triangle. We know now that Rey Fenix is obviously healthy. So it looks like the direction they're going here, and spoiler alert if you haven't watched Rampage, Tuck, is House of Black. House of Black and Death Triangle are going to be feuding.
Ooh, okay.
It's about time, because it seems like House of Black really hasn't gotten anything to dive into yet. Like, we know they're three talented dudes, but there needs to be something there, because Malachi Black in himself is a special talent.
Yeah. This past show in for Dynamite in Long Island was their most attended show of the year, 8,060. That passed their show in Newark, New Jersey, that had 7,800. The show that they do in Inglewood, California, is slated to do over 14,000. So
for a Dynamite,
yeah,
damn, that's a solid crowd.
It's sold out first time in LA, Inglewood at the Forum. It's basically sold out. Yeah, it's pretty all right.
I can understand why people want to go to Dynamite, because I think we would both agree that weekly, that is the most consistent, best show on television. So if you really want to see some good wrestling, you'll go to AEW Dynamite. And I know we probably saw one of the worst. We've talked about it multiple times on the podcast, but man, one of the worst AEW Dynamites was when we were in attendance in Chicago. That show was not good. Just not good.
That one stunk. It was not ideal.
Which is weird, because when we left the place, we're like, dude, this is Chicago. Like, they usually deliver everything, or maybe they just wanted to take a break from giving Chicago all the good shit, because what we got at what was it, All Out last year was fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up and down that Double or Nothing card, because I believe they only announced Hangman Page versus CM Punk, and then Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa. And then we obviously have Hookhausen on the buy-in. I don't see any other matches announced quite yet, but I'm trying to think, where do they go with Jurassic Express? Because they're still tag team champions, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the champions I don't really care about right now, because they're not in anything compelling. It's not that I don't like them, but I don't have a reason to like, I have to see what Jurassic. I don't know what they're up to, and I don't think AEW knows what they're up to. So yeah, that's a little confusing.
And it's weird too, because this is a company that really prides themselves on tag team wrestling. Like, they have some of the best tag teams in the world, but they're their tag team champions really aren't doing much for the brand.
They're just kind of spinning the wheels right now. And then at Double or Nothing, is that when the Owen Hart tournament, the championship is? So you'll have that too, right? I think that's the championship.
I want to know. I want to try to pull up a bracket or something to see what we're looking at there. I know Adam Cole advanced. I believe he's facing off against. Oh, fuck. If anybody in the comments can remind me, because we're doing this off the top of our heads here, but regardless,
we got it. I'm pulling it up. We got it right here. So, Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin.
Jeff Hardy and Darby
Allin.
Who won that one? Jeff won.
Jeff won. So it's Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy.
Okay. What's predicted? So we're thinking Adam Cole there, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay.
Here's they've got this week. We've got Samoa Joe and the Joker. That's the thing, right? You're not going to know
who's the Joker.
You can't fill out your bracket. It's and we've thought about some of the other releases, but who is the Joker? Is it Karrion Kross?
I think he's still doing his control your narrative thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what Cross is a part of. He's one of the pillars. It's like EC3, Strowman.
Oh no.
You didn't know that?
No.
I don't think he'll ever go to AEW. I don't know who's left.
Johnny Gargano?
Oh.
He's who else?
I don't want to, and I love Johnny. Johnny, obviously, because I used his theme song for Wiffle Ball. One of my favorite superstars in the past 10 years. He fits AEW, but I think he's another one of those guys that just gets lost in the shuffle if he goes there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he'd put on banger matches, and that's about all you're going to get. But where does he fit? Maybe into the TNT title scene, which I'm very confused on what's going on with Scorpio Sky's character, because when he was feuding with Sammy, it seemed like he was face, but obviously you haven't seen it yet on Rampage. He kind of beat down Kazarian after the match. So it's like, all right, we're working face one week, and then we're working heel the next. Not a lot of consistency going on there, but like Vogus said, AEW is just not great at championship feuds in general. He said Hangman's been blah, Jurassic blah, Thunder Rosa blah. Yeah, that's another thing is Thunder Rosa really hasn't had a substantial reign quite yet.
I agree with that. Is there a Joker in the women's tournament too?
Yeah, I think so. Because we just saw Toni Storm defeat Jamie Hayter. We know that happened. Ruby just beat Riho. So does that create a Ruby versus Tony matchup in the second round, or are they on the opposite sides of the bracket there?
I'm trying
Ruby and Tony. Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. I don't know the bracket off the top of my head. That's a great way of putting it, Steve. Steve said Scorpio Sky being booked like the Big Show with all these face and heel turns. And he could obviously be a good face, but I think he's better off suited being a heel with Dan Lambert on his side.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got over there in the bracket?
We've got, it just says who's in it and who's doing what.
Okay.
Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm, Red Velvet and Chris Statlander.
Oh, so yeah, that got announced on Rampage. I think Statlander was filling in for Sheeta because Sheeta's hurt again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense because Statlander's name isn't on. This thing's busted. I picked the wrong website, I guess. I can't understand what this one
So the Joker faces off against Britt Baker next week. And I'm looking up all the comments. People are saying Athena, Dakota, Maki Ito. Anna Jay wasn't even in this tournament. She's an option. But yeah, those are pretty much the names that I'm seeing. Oh, another one is Kairi Sane to keep an eye out for too. Those are what I'm seeing in the comments. Oh yeah, fuck. I forgot about Candace. Storm and Soho are on opposite ends of the bracket. So that could probably be your championship match, don't you think? Unless the Joker is very good. Storm faces the winner of the Joker and Baker. Got it.
Yep.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep. So Rio and Ruby Soho, Red Velvet and Statlander on the right, and then the bracket. Yeah, Toni Storm and Hayter, Britt Baker and the Joker on the left.
That's an interesting
the Joker
debut spot though, because you're going against Britt Baker, and you wouldn't think that would be an easy win. Like I don't know, is Britt going to be putting him over?
Well, the way you do it, Toni Storm, you have Toni Storm beat Jamie. you have the Joker beat Britt. So Tony Storm and the Joker.
Tony's working as a face right now, so I would assume they would want to go heel face, but it is AEW. They've gone against that standard.
Yeah.
I would. It depends who the Joker is for me, but I would like to see Storm and Soho in the final.
I could get down with that because Ruby has been useless, essentially.
Great debut. Like the crowd popped hard when she showed up in that battle royal, and then after that, she got that one title shot against Britt Baker, and then we're done.
What about Cesaro?
Oh yeah, so this leads into what Steve's saying. We have 2 Jokers being revealed this week on Dynamite, so you could potentially be seeing guys like a Cesaro or the ladies like Athena Palmer showing up. So Cesaro versus Samoa Joe, right? Samoa Joe's facing the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
that'd be good.
I'd be here for that. But would you worry about Cesaro in AEW? Because that might be a guy that actually works out.
Yeah,
I think they can figure him out.
I'm just kind of like breezing through some reports or speculations. This one is wildly speculating on the Jokers, and they're talking about Johnny Gargano, Leo Rush.
What is the deal with Leo Rush? I thought he was signed and then he wasn't, and then he retired and then he signed. I have no idea.
It's weird. That's another one. I'm not with it on that. I have no idea.
It's just so
confusing,
inconsistent, and confusing. Yeah,
that's
Johnny,
a good one. Inconsistent. What is it? I don't know.
I don't want to see Johnny. I just don't. Cesaro would be really good on AEW. Yeah, I think he's one of those guys, man. You can just put him out every week and just say, "Hey, go wrestle, go entertain." He doesn't need a title. I don't think that's a guy that you put a title on.
No.
Also, what's Miro doing? I know we've been asking that for a while. Like, seriously, what is he doing?
I don't know. It's too crowded. And if the Joker is somebody new, it's another one to add to the mix.
It's like a lot of big names in a big pond right now. And fantasy booking here, maybe Punk goes over at Double or Nothing, and then you just squash that feel-good moment with Miro just beating the shit out of Punk to end Double or Nothing. You just shotgun him right into the title scene. Because that's one of those guys, man. You looked at that presentation of him as the Redeemer. That was world title material, in my opinion.
And then he's just gone. Just poof. Did he get hurt?
I think he had a little bit of an injury. It's wild that they have so many people and can't make their second show any good. And that was something that I think Tony even commented on, that he wanted to put more of an emphasis on Rampage. I'm not feeling that emphasis right now.
Well, they keep bumping times too. The one where the ladies let off the show was the least viewed Dynamite or Rampage of all time. So, it's weird if you have enough to make it a second compelling show, but they don't. It's like they just set up random feuds, a week ahead of time and do it, and then there's no payoff. So it's an hour of TV they could utilize better, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to find if they had any ratings reports for this week's Rampage, but I thought it was a solid one. And maybe they got to put bigger names on the show. I know they put a lot of emphasis on the TNT title there. I think Jade should always be on that show. Robbie said, "Need to go, guys. Enjoy your day." You too, Robbie.
See you, Robbie.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on Thursday. Double or Nothing's not coming up. No. I was going to say, what's Thursday's agenda for us, but I can't think of anything.
This week in wrestling, probably. There's nothing. Yeah, we're in that limbo because we're 2 weeks out from AEW. So we could start thinking about it, or I don't know.
This summer is going to be a lot of good content. And we obviously can probably do a little bit of content SummerSlam weekend since we're together. If we want to do something there, maybe interact with some of the people that are going to the show. Ryan Vogus, Mrs. Marini. I guess Eric is not showing up, right?
I wish she would pop in without even like a text now, 44 minutes into a show, and just be like, "Oh, hey guys, how you doing?" Yeah. Thinking that she was early or something. That'd be funny.
What did she say she was doing? Just house shit, pretty much.
Yeah, she's a lot of things to do. She sounds busy. So, yeah.
Sunday's a big errands day. A lot of people like to get out there and get after it.
That'll be me after this show.
You got anything fun, excited plan?
I just got to go to Walmart, stock up for the week, and that's it. So, pretty
Get
big day.
yourself some mini pizzas, man. Now I'm thinking about pizza. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't stop thinking.
Mista's gone for the week. I'm kind of like, I'm solo Jim Toa here.
Oh,
yeah,
Jim Toa. Where's she going? Somewhere for work?
She's in Virginia, or going on her way to Virginia for a convention about like revitalizing main streets, like developing the main street of your town. She's a board member for Main Street. It's called Main Street Gardnerville. So she's a board member, and we were out sweeping the town, getting our volunteer hours in last week and doing that kind of stuff. So community stuff. So she's with a couple people out there. So I just got to keep the dogs alive and fed, and I think I'll be okay.
Responsibility right now. I'm taking care of one of our friends' fish. I got to feed the fish every other day, water the plants, take care of the dog. One of my busier work weeks coming up too, so terrible timing. I just got 2 stores added to my route, so I got to completely start over with that.
Yeah, Mayor Mista. Yeah, they're trying to shotgun her, strap the rocket to her and make her the president of Main Street Gardnerville, but I don't think she wants anything to do with that. So we'll see.
Push Mista. Let's get it
now. I do have a couple wrestling related things that we can chat about. The first one is AEW announced Fan Fest at Double or Nothing. Do I go?
So if it's anything like the All Out Fan Fest, I would say you have to experience it once. So I would say go. The initial ticket, at least how it worked for All Out, was you got a couple free meet and greets that came with the ticket, and then the other ones you had to pay a little extra for, like a Christian Cage or Lance Archer, which I don't know how Lance Archer costed more when they don't even utilize him on TV, but
yeah, right.
I digress. But yeah, I would say you would have to experience it once. I know Marini wasn't huge on it, her and her friends. But
I feel like that's like a me kind of thing. Just being around, social. You get autographs and pictures, and I like those things, like those experiences. So I feel like it's, and that the other thing we have to talk about is StarCast in Nashville.
Yeah,
that's a 3-day event. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So we're definitely
got to go one day.
Yeah, we got to have the dip into Saturday. That. But I was gonna say with the Fan Fest too, they'll have like memorabilia and like big moments. They like Cody's throne was there when I was there, and Britt Baker's wheelchair was there, and all that shit. Cool. Yeah, and then they usually do like a panel, like Busted Open was there. I got to meet Dave LaGreca and Gabby, his producer. So like, yeah, I think you definitely would feel like it was worth it.
Okay, that helps me because I know the reviews on those. If I do meet the Acclaimed, I will obviously. We're gonna have to.
You gotta scissor them. Can you scissor them when you go?
Yes.
Oh, we FaceTimed with 2.0 when Vogus was on. It was Bartley's bachelor party weekend. He was on the boat in Chicago. we FaceTimed 2.0, and then the Gun Club showed up in the background too. So no, that was cool because that was one of the free ones, obviously. But you could just tell, like, even if they're the free ones and they I mean, I'm sure they're still getting money, but they're not getting as much. They're still having a good time in them too.
Well, and that's like the free ones are the ones with, the smaller fan base, the smaller, and you kind of get in on the ground floor. You had a moment with them, and hopefully as they grow, you're like, they were nice to me way back then. So you think about it. That's kind of like Wheeler Yuta for Erica. Like, she knew him in the indies, and so he's got a kind of a special place. And you get these wrestlers, like for me, like Darby Allin's got a spot in my heart because I saw him in that crusty gym in Crown Point, and
shout out to Crown Point.
Jumping off the basketball like backboard thing. He was an idiot, but
oh, well, he's still doing crazy shit as we saw in Dynamite. Man, that guy is. He's something else. But no, I totally get where you're coming from there because I've talked about it before in the past. But waiting in line to see Jamie Hayter and then she ran out of 8x10, so the only thing we could do is get a picture with. But she was still super cool because the first thing I go to her, I go, "So what's it been like working with Britt Baker?" She's like, "Oh, well, it's good to know people in high places," and something like that along the lines. And she made a funny comment back. But it's just those things and that interaction with 2.0 and the Gun Club, even if they're not like big guys, you feel like you're a part of that journey, like you were saying. So I would definitely say experience that. But we have to talk about doing the Starcade thing. So what's like that all about? Is that like an indie promotion type thing ran by an indie?
It's Conrad Thompson. He's in. Do you know Conrad?
Yeah.
Something to wrestle. Bruce Pritchard. So he's the one that puts it on. Conrad Thompson is married to a Flair, I think.
Okay.
He's associated with the Flair family in some way. He's married the other daughter or something. I don't know. But you're going to see a lot of cool names. There's probably going to be current WWE people that go through. Obviously he had to feel comfortable doing it because all the other Starcasts were at like all out like AEW events and things like that. So there was something had to have happened where he felt good about the event in regards to Vince and WWE.
I was going to say, do you think Vince has any say in this? Do you think this was an idea of maybe Vince's? Or at least it was ran by him, right?
Yeah, it makes SummerSlam more special. So, and maybe it takes, because they're probably going to have that. Are they going to have access for SummerSlam?
It's a great question. I think we got to do it all, man. I'm down. And if we can get media passes for like Starcade or something, I'm sure they would probably consider giving some podcasts some media passes.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
I hope you're right. That would be good. That would be fun.
I'd love to get involved somehow in a professional way with one of those shows. Like you said, they have 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe enjoy one as a fan. And then
VIP superstar schedule. I'm trying to find any kind of info I can.
Yeah, I'm sure
Money
they'll come out with
Tucson.
Maybe closer to the actual date, which is crazy that they're doing those 2 big shows in the matter of a month. You have Money
July,
in the Bank.
4 weeks away. Kind of crazy.
So they got to start planning something. Well, if they do, I'm definitely game to do whatever. When I go to these wrestling events, like an All Out, I say yes to everything. Went to that GCW show with Marini that one time. It was a blast. Got drunk, drank Modelo. It was 90 degrees in there. It was sweating my dick off. So you know how wrestling fans are. Just imagine them in a 90-degree building.
You could taste it.
Yeah, on your tongue.
Yeah, but that SummerSlam weekend is going to be great. Hell in a Cell. I still got to look at Cubs tickets for that. I got to figure that out. Maybe
that's coming up a lot quicker than I even have realized. The Hell in a Cell weekend. You have a race in the morning, correct?
22, 29. We're 3 Sundays away. Yeah.
Okay. What time's that race that you have, marathon?
7 a.m. It's a half marathon. So starts at 7. Should be done by 9.
Gonna have to meet up with you then. We'll have to talk about it. But yeah, I don't got anything else, Tuck. What about you?
I think I'm in. That's it. I think I'm ready to go back to bed. So nap time, errands. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in. I'm out. We're done. That's good. You gotta go hang out with your doggy. Your doggo.
Yeah. Got to eat some lunch or something too. Be productive. I already did a bunch of my work pre-planning stuff, so now I can enjoy my rest of my day. And I got Cardinals baseball on Sunday night. So
nice.
Not mad about
it. Do they have a brunch game? Did you see that? The Red Sox had like a Saturday morning brunch game or something a week. I think it was a week ago. It started at 11 or 9 my time.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I think the Cardinals have one coming up. It was fun. Different booth. They had I think it was Kevin Youkilis, and then
White Sox,
Jason,
Red Sox.
Steve Stone. Yeah, so that was cool. So I think if the Cardinals are on one, you got to stay. No chance Tuck is awake by the main event of Hell in a Cell. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vogus on that one. I'm gonna agree.
Okay.
Should be interesting. Steve said, great show, fellas. Quick one before you head off. Any picks on the NBA playoffs? I got to tell you, Steve, Tuck, I know, is not an NBA guy.
0.
I am also not a big fan of the NBA. But if I were to guess, it's going to be the winner of the Bucks Celtics Game 7 that is happening today. I think they're going to win the NBA Finals. That's my
okay. All right.
pick. I'm a college basketball guy. I'm a Hoosier.
You are,
so.
and a good one at that. Your March to Madness, great show. People got to tune in if you're into basketball.
That's right.
I even pop in every once in a while. Hey,
you do. Whenever I see, I'm like, wow, it's like popping in a college basketball show. But hey, you need help filling out your bracket. You need help filling out your bracket.
I'm definitely the guy to call. Yeah, for sure. I know everything.
There you go. All right, people. We appreciate you tuning into us live. Once again, Sunday Shoots will not be uploaded as a podcast. No. You will be able to just rewatch it on YouTube. Dirk Vogus, of course, has to get the boiler up in. I despise that comment wholeheartedly. And we will we'll talk to you.
I'll defend your honor. There you go.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I'm a Hoosier. Everybody knows that. So we'll talk to you guys next Thursday on episode 95. Holy shit. See ya.
What's up?